Okay, so I've been thinking about this Fresh Talks Global Vision. We're bringing another expert in. It's like this really cool room where we get to have like a mastermind, and we think about like, what is our purpose? What do we wake up with every day, and think, man, what is important to me today? Because yesterday that was you, but today it's like a new you. Like you slept, all your organs inside, they detoxed, and you're like, here, wait, I'm a new person. So I think about this all the time because every day we start up, I watch that sunrise and I think about what can we do that's new that we didn't do yesterday, but maybe we had a hint of it, or maybe just all of a sudden we woke up with something. And how can we move forward? Believe in ourselves. Know that if we have the right space around us, the right advisor, like I think Fresh Talks Global Vision, I really do believe it's a mastermind. We bring on great people and we truly are speaking about this human experience. I think through these past years, there's so many fears, so many things going on. I can feel it within myself also. And if I keep on doing this mindset transformation entertainment, this trademark that I did right there, that if we keep entertaining our brain will keep opening up and going, then the heart opens up and then everything gets very cohesive. And then you start getting downloads because you start feeling really safe. And I know that out there, I've been saying hashtag speaker locking arms, that I want to stop the blaming and shaming. And the latest research shows that 1 out of 5 people are feeling, shameful every day. I know that I feel like that's higher. I think that's an old stat because I can find myself really getting into this whole shaming thing. And I go, Rhonda, you were just shaming yourself, but I'm able to catch it when we have experts like this because it really helps with not just what I'm doing, but I get to partner. Rachel Kalb, welcome in. I'm going to give a really good information about who you are, but I just want to see how you're doing today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm doing really well. I feel really peaceful and clear and excited to be here and happy to share and happy to be part of the global vision.
I love it. And what's wonderful, everybody, let me introduce you again to Rachel Kalb because she's helping with the board and the board advisory stuff for getting this out in a bigger space of Fresh Talks Global Vision, really talking about, well, not Fresh Talks Global Vision, but all this talking about the no blaming, shaming, and the speaker locking arms. And she has her own purpose of what she's working on also. So I love this. Let me get an introduction for her and then we'll get into it. And I would love for you to add comments and ask any questions, and we'll get information there also, anything you need for this conversation. Okay, so Rachel Kalb is the visionary founder of Body Mind Spirit World, a global media and visibility platform amplifying coaches, healers, and wellness leaders with a reach of over 2 million and offerings like the Ascension membership, digital magazine, and virtual summits. She's creating a new paradigm for conscious business and community. I've seen the platform. It is so beautiful. With 25 plus years in wellness, an MBA, and a track record scaling startups like Evolve Well, Rachel blends deep spiritual roots with sharp business strategy. She's passionate about supporting transformational entrepreneurs to rise, be seen, and build legacy while reimagining how we connect, heal, and grow in the digital age. Welcome in again, Rachel. I love that you're in this digital space because we were talking about AI in the green room. We're talking about, your platform and how it literally is out there globally. I mean, and you have a beautiful platform, but you also have your hands into so many things where you're partnering with so many people. Hey, can we start there, by the way, so we get to know you more? Give us some idea of like what that means by partnership, because there's a lot of people that are doing digital and they are solo. They're just staying in their 4 walls and they're doing their strategies, but they aren't really partnering. What's the definition first? What's the definition of really partnering? Because you're doing it very well. And then what's that look like in what you're doing?
Yeah, thank you, Rhonda. Really, it means connecting and collaborating. And for me, as somebody who's fiercely independent and has been an entrepreneur for a while, I realize that we are so much better when we collaborate and we put our energy together and we share missions and values and really, really get to know people. So that's just one aspect I think of partnership is, as businesses became more digital over the last few years, especially after 2020, and since then, so many more people are online, and so many more businesses um, turned into entrepreneurships and solopreneurships, and trying to figure out, how do I do all of these things, build a funnel and have a website and find clients and offer my services and stay connected while being digital. So I just saw there was such a need for people to come together in any way possible and collaborate and work together, promote each other, share each other, find ways to be creative and really highlight. Like, everything that I do is all about spotlighting and lifting others up, because it was really when I started to share others, put them in the spotlight, lift them up, I actually grew my audience organically. What I was putting out there got a lot more traction and attention. And it was really by the way of uplifting and empowering others. So that's a really important part of it. I've also partnered with a very large in-person expo in this healing space, so that I could amplify what's happening both digitally and in person in the world. And I really believe, and I won't go too far into this right now, but that by tapping into the good, positive uses of technology and AI, it actually allows us the space in our lives to connect more deeply with people, whether we're doing it through Zoom or in person, and to be more present. So that's a big piece of the technology. How can we use technology to allow us to be more present in our lives and with others and connect and kind of eliminate the noise, because there's a lot of noise out there.
I can hear your vision too about, like, okay, so we're out there virtually, and a lot of us really are. You very seldom see like in-person events as much as we used to. You just go all over the place and there'd be these things going on. But how do we personally connect and be able to say the right things, make sure that we are listening to what's out there, and then also using the best practices out there? So we were just talking about AI and how you've been working all of that to create like exactly what you want, and keep honing in on that. What what do you find that people are missing when it comes to this virtual world? I know that you were talking about that coming together, it helps you actually grow too, because you start realizing that it's not about you, and you get to practice that when you start lifting others up. For lifting up each other up to the confusion of, like, how do I partner so that we can bring those together? Like, how does that start? How do you start opening up? Because I would say, just to add this part on, about 10 years ago, it was like you're trying to prove that you were an expert. And it never felt real comfortable for me. And so I was trying to play that game. So we probably have some mindsets where we're like, here, but aren't I supposed to look like this? So what's that transition to help people feel like they're being seen and heard?
Yeah, I think for me personally, it was really reaching out to people and connecting and networking. And I think it just gets overlooked a lot, and that we can actually do that really well in the digital space. We can get on Zoom and we can look at someone and we can feel their energy and we can connect with them at a deep level authentically. And I think that gets bypassed a lot because people are so busy, like sharing a post on social media or putting their offers or promoting or trying to figure out how to navigate the online space, that often people forget to just take time. I mean, when I very first started my consulting business, I probably spent 3 to 5 hours a day just in connection calls with people, just connecting, and it wasn't coming from a place of, "Oh, this person, I want them to buy something." It was really like I went from a place of, I really just wanna get to know this person who I'm passing their page or their post in a group or something on social media. I wanna actually know the person behind the post, and that really opened up a whole new world for me, because I realized we don't do that very often. And we kind of form our own opinion about somebody's business or who they are, even what they offer, especially in this healing space. It was so impactful for me just to sit down, get to know them. And through that, of course, it opened up opportunities to connect, collaborate, partner, and offer services and share services. But it was through this, like, let's just get to know people. Let's just start connecting with these people we're passing by in these online spaces. And, that was really, really powerful and foundational for me. And I think it's really worth the time. It doesn't have to be 3 to 5 hours a day, but making space in our week to just connect with people, just get to know them, just listen to them, just learn about them, because all those other doorways open up through that process.
I like how you started off with the like just like posting, and then you're trying to get your offers out there, and that feels so exterior. Like that gives me the feeling of like being scared. Like, okay, if I post this, then will everybody like it? And like that like I'm just posting like feverishly, and or I just watch so and so, and I know they're doing exactly like that, so I need to follow that exact thing. But then I think that's how people can start off, because they are not learning right away about how much love this type of work really is. Like being able to feel it, like what you talked about, the feeling of the energy. Have you always been able to feel energy, even though you're not in person with somebody, but you can really say, hey, this person, there's something about them I need to connect? And with the social media, did that happen for you right away? Because you were saying you spent so many hours, but I mean, really, did that really happen to you? Or was there something there that clicked where all of a sudden you brought your whole life of just being very connected spiritually to really starting to see people and say, hey, I understand this marketing and connection? And yeah.
Yeah, a couple things with that. I think I had to get over some fears about my own visibility and put myself out there in a very vulnerable and authentic way, and just started to share more about myself, even though I was really afraid at first.
Mhm.
Oh, what are people gonna think of me? That was kind of the first step, was like, I'm just gonna put myself out there and see what happens. Now, on a more spiritual level, I do believe in, intuition and synchronicity, and that we're able to really attract what we both put out and what we desire. And so, with that, coupled with putting myself out there, I mean, and actually, just to be clear, like, I went into one group on Facebook when I first got started. I love sharing about visibility, because I think that's the thing that holds a lot of people back, is they're actually just afraid to post, or they
Yeah.
don't know what to post, or they don't know who their audience is.
Or perfection.
Right. Oh, it's not good enough. It's not like this person who has X number of followers. But I just was like, I don't care what people think. I'm going to put myself out there. It was really scary. And I was like, I'm just going to do it. And that was so freeing. And I attracted the people that I wanted to speak with, that I wanted to get to know. It felt very synchronistic for me. So I did pick a group. I picked one group to start, and I did, I think, maybe like 50 to 100 cold messages, people I didn't even know in this group. And I thought, I'm just going to share who I am, and I'm going to just put this out there. Like, let's connect, let's meet, let's get on a Zoom. I wasn't sure how it was going to land. I wasn't trying to sell anything. I wasn't offering anything. I was just like, this is kind of the first step I'm going to take in putting myself out there, getting over some of these fears, and connecting. And I think I had 80 people scheduled on my Calendly calendar in a 3-week period, from just this approach of being authentic, coming from my heart, being real, putting myself out there. Um, and yeah, I mean, I was amazed when I started to get on these calls, and I was like, you're an incredible person. And wow, you offer so many incredible gifts to the world. And I would have had no idea, just looking at your website or your profile or your posts. I had no idea. So it was such a beautiful experience to put myself out there, and then to get to know these people. And yeah, it felt like on some deeper level, I was attracting and magnetizing exactly who I was supposed to be connecting with, to get me to the next level in what I'm doing and help them.
I know, it's like you're making friends out there, and that is what I find is stops the loneliness, because you're like this solo act, and all of a sudden you have 80 people on your calendar. You're like, okay, let's go. I know we do know from just the intro that you really are a person that has a good techie background, and so you've been able to do some really good things and understand, even to work through social media and stuff. So you do that well, and so there's going to be some people, they're going to say, oh, Rachel Kalb, she knows how to do it because she has this background and she can do that. But what I want to go with this question is, there's people that they stop themselves because they believe that they, like, oh, it's technology, and they just back out right away, or I don't know what to post in social media and stuff like that. But Rachel knows because of this. What do you find that you're able to really see and hear somebody when you're with them? Because you help people get out there, but also there's those conversations where you're helping them also post on their own and do stuff because they're growing what they're doing. So what do you find that really helps people understand, hey, it's actually really basic, and you just give them like the basic stuff, and they don't say, oh, Rachel Kalb knows all of it. If you look at, because you're at a point, but how do you get people to really believe in themselves? I think it's one of the things that really stops people.
Yeah, as much of a tech background as I have and working with apps and in product development and all of those things, AI, I got to where I am with learning strategies and social media and visibility and growth and marketing
Mhm.
through my own trial and error. That is absolutely how I learned. It wasn't the tech jobs at startups and it that really gave me. It was the experience of falling down and throwing stuff out there, throwing
Mhm.
spaghetti at the wall and it not working and doing it enough times to finally experiment and be resilient in like, okay, nobody liked this or I'm not, I mean, it was just like I had to keep falling down and figure it out until I started to see strategies that were working and learned, okay, wow, this works. This people are responding to this.
Wow.
And so, there are definitely some things I've learned along the way that I could easily share with others and they can adopt and learn and apply for themselves. And some of it is just so unique and individual. And we have to do some of that experimentation with who we are and what we're offering and the way we put ourselves out there because there's so many platforms and ways we can share ourselves in social media or out in the digital space that we do have to kind of be willing to fall down and learn a little bit with marketing and with getting ourselves out there and with visibility. And if we retract the minute something doesn't land the way we want, or even putting an offer out there and nobody buys, nobody signs up. I've had that happen so many times. And we have to be willing to get through those tough experiences to learn. It's just like life, really.
Yeah.
Continue to put yourself out there and be resilient and persevere and learn what works. And then, yeah, certainly there's strategies and things that people like me or other people who have figured out what works can share, and you can try and see if that works for you. And it may, and it may not.
Yeah. Yeah. I love how you say falling down, because it's like, oh yeah, like you, like, oh my gosh, I know, I felt that many times. In what you're doing, if we can go in there deeper then about what you're doing. So when you're working with these people, that I think I would say it feels like 80% of the people out there like just throwing stuff and hoping that it hits, but they are afraid of that fall. So it only allows them to go in so deep. So you're probably meeting quite a few people that is coming into your membership, and you're like wanting to grow and educate them so that there's all this stuff happening for them while you're also promoting them. I really want to, I think I'm going to go there in a moment about what you do on your platform, because it's just so beautiful. When people come in, what are you able to do once you get them into your circle, into if you call it a membership, what you call that, to be able to help them, so that, because I hear that some of the things that you have going on is that you're going to be doing like media stuff, not media stuff. I'm looking for Rachel, because there was something that you said, oh, the digital magazine, virtual summits, and then you have your membership. So to get people prepped to even be part of your platform, what are the things that you help? Do you get them in by having conversation with them, or do you do monthly things to get the community together? How do you get people so that they're really out there vibing out there in the world of digital?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the first thing is really this is about visibility. And I'm going to actually go even further down to the foundational piece of this is really about connecting the healers, the light workers, the transformational entrepreneurs, the people who really have gifts that are about helping others heal, overcome, rise up, grow, evolve. It's really about connecting those people with the seekers. Now, we're all probably both healers and seekers, really, when we look at ourselves. But
Right.
there's a lot out there. And I just learned over the years, and I've experienced so many things, and there's so many modalities of healing and amazing mentorships and coaching and different types of therapy and energy healing. And I mean, there's just so many. And one may not be for everybody, but I wanted to create a space where I could connect the healers and the seekers, and where both the healers and seekers could learn and be educated more about what's out there. So I've been really intentional for years now about connecting with those people across multiple social channels, coaches, healers, just very intentional.
Yeah.
And, what I made it my mission to do was to put them in the spotlight and help them stand out and shine, and especially help them kind of stand out from the noise of social media because there's so many people out there. And I really wanted to kind of find these people who were a bit vetted. I got to know them, and they're ready to be more visible. Maybe they're realizing that, well, when I'm posting something, it's only reaching a small audience. And, then we have to bring in things like algorithms and changing technology that is really hard to keep up with and track, or, them figuring out, well, where is my audience? Where are the people who this is going to resonate with? So I made it my mission to really help connect those people. Now, in that process, what I've found is that many healers are empaths. They want to just show up and provide that healing, those healing services. And many of them have been trying to figure out how to do the business side too. And they're not all wired that way for business and healing. It's actually a rare combination because they're empaths, they're intuitive, they're there to just show up and heal. So many of them actually have struggled with having a great online presence or website or funnel or mailing list or lead generation tools. And so some of them come to me and they have it pretty well dialed in. And I'm really impressed. They've got these different offers and packages and funnels, and they're pretty organized. Most are not. Most need help. So while I don't provide full marketing services really as part of the Body Mind Spirit World membership, I have
Mhm.
run a marketing agency for this space for the past few years, and I do still offer those marketing services. Many of them need that. They do need help with that because they either have been doing it on their own, trying to figure out, spending so much money, or just there's not things are not connected. It's really disjointed. They might have a great offer, but they're not collecting email addresses and they're not nurturing an email list. They're not, there's some tools they could be creating that really help funnel people into their ecosystem. So I do provide promotional planning help and guidance, and I'm happy to give my support to the members. And it's really my goal to help lift them up. And, many of them do probably need more marketing services and help. And their offer is really important because it doesn't matter how much promoting I do, sharing of who they are, if their funnel isn't really good or well dialed in, or, people might click and go to what they have, but it may fall short. So I do my best to bring visibility to these people, but it's really important as entrepreneurs and healers that we also figure out the business side of getting, because we know how our gifts might land and help people and heal trauma and help them
Yeah.
get past limiting beliefs. But we have to also think about the marketing and the sales and some of those things that are not as fun to think about, or it can be a little overwhelming.
I love the strategies you're talking about, like just and also getting to know your background even more. I mean, you're talking about the marketing and the shortfall of like we can't do it all. I mean, if you can, like Rachel, I think you are really good at the different angles because of your background. You have your technology background, you have the marketing, so like more of like being able to touch and feel and heal and hear people like an empath. But you have that life experience also of like really seeing yourself and being able to be in that spiritual space too. So I find this to be very, very interesting, all the things that you have. So for today, for people to get to know you more and get to understand more about your platform, more about you, because you're just a very robust, full machine. I feel like it's a safe place to be. Like we need to go to Rachel because you have everything, you know. So I really feel that. But for somebody to get to know you and understand you, is there a place you want them to go so then you can get them in, they can see those wheels turning of what you're talking about?
Yeah, yeah, and I'll just touch upon what you said a little bit because it kind of hit me, I think we spend a lot of our lives figuring out like, well, what do I want to do? What am I really good at? What's my zone of genius? And sometimes it just sort of for me came together in the last few years and I'm, definitely midlife here, so it took a lot of experiences, but I spent 25 years as a massage therapist, really hands-on healing.
Mm,
So really understood that aspect of actually being a healer and just providing that level of service and support to people. But then I really went also down the path and always had this sort of technology brain and marketing and love to like come up with creative ideas for business. And then I've just spent a lot of my life actually living these experiences, doing different retreats, doing meditation, living in Bali for a while, just experiencing a lot of the things that I share. I've tried a lot of these different things out there when it comes to healing modalities and breath work and sound, sound
mhm.
bowl experiences. And like, I love it all.
Yeah.
So,
Me too, Rachel. It's like it's all
so
healing.
yes, it's such a fun and impactful and growing way to like be in the world and experience the world. But I do think it set me up in a way that I'm able to really understand those people providing those services, but also give them the business acumen and the strategy and the creativity that goes with it. And so I feel really just blessed to like know that that's my gift and have come into it. So really at this point in time, people can join Body Mind Spirit World as there's options to be part of it for free and there's options to be part of it paid. And there's a lot coming and opening up. We just launched in January. And I have I want to say I'm getting close to maybe 300 members so far
Wow.
within the platform. And I've just opened up, I call it the Quantum Lounge. And one of my initiatives was really to eliminate some of the noise of social media. I love social media and I leverage the heck out of it to share others. That's what I do. I share across platforms. I blast them out. I call it a blast. I blast them out. I'm in like 40 paid VIP groups on Facebook just so I can post on the main wall. I have a team that comes in, they engage. I figured out some strategies that work. And even with all that being said, it's so noisy and engagement is still low and it's really hard for people to be seen and heard.
Yeah.
And I wanted to create a space that didn't have the noise of algorithms and bots and endless promotional threads and
Yeah.
create an intentional space. So I've started this private community and the vision with that is to really connect with other private communities because there's other people out there doing the same thing whether there's so many different platforms and I think the vision is how do we create intentional private communities to connect the people who are looking for something with the people who are, wanting something, no matter what the niche is, right?
Yeah.
The digital magazine is to really spotlight and highlight and promote the healers out there and the work they're doing and bring education and bring awareness, share offers. A lot of these healers offer resources like meditations or ebooks or incredible tools that can help people that are completely free. So I want to create a
Yeah.
resource library of really sharing those things.
Wow.
Events, a lot of them have events. So really creating one space. And I did intend for this to be a directory, but what I found is that a lot of directories out there never get visibility, never get seen. People like put their website and their information and people never find them. And so it's not that effective to just be in a directory anymore. So what I do is take a really proactive approach by blasting them out across LinkedIn, Alignable, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky, like we're everywhere. And I share them in the hopes that it will increase their visibility. So that's really kind of the main basis of this. But there's a lot more coming. I am partnered with one of the biggest live expos in the United States that is in this healing body mind spirit. They're actually called Body Mind Spirit Expo, and they are a partner. So I'm able to collaborate and tap into their audience to really cross promote and share all of the digital, experiences that these people offer and provide. So there's a lot of ways to get involved, completely free to sign up or be part of the community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there's a lot more coming as far as eventually we'll have courses and content that our members have, available for people to find, like their master classes, webinars, mini courses, longer courses, things like that, an affiliate marketplace. Like a lot is coming. The vision for this for me is really, really big, but the
I
most important
love it.
thing, what really matters is just connecting healers with seekers and creating a space, an ecosystem where this can all be found. And it's been vetted and it's been built with a lot of love and collaboration and community.
I love your longer bio that I didn't get an opportunity to read. I love that her mission is bold. Everything you're saying, it so is bold. And
Hmm.
that's what we want everybody out there to feel, like feel their tenacity, like they're ready to go out there and be bold and raw and just vulnerable in their space, because that opens up the new space that you're individually being yourself. You're not trying to follow anything. And that's what I feel you're doing, is you're like saying, what's coming to me? What can I, and you look at everything you've done, and it just, you're creating it and using all the tools of what you understand. That's very bold. That's badass.
Thank you. Well, it dawned on me. I don't know. I think shortly after I launched, um, I think we had almost 200 people sign up in pre-launch, about 160 people sign up just in pre-launch before we even went live. And then we went live in January, and it was shortly after I realized this isn't even about me at all. Like the mission is so much bigger than even I first thought, of just like creating a directory and a space. I was like, no, this is really big. It's needed because people out there right now are, and not just right now, they have been for some time, but I was really feeling the you know political, economic, social,
Yeah.
just a lot going on in the world right now, and people feeling afraid and people needing these resources and tools more than ever. And as much as I love technology and AI, it's coming in fast and it's scary for a lot of people. So it's really important to me to start to create conversations around consciousness and AI and spirituality and AI, and start to create a safe space for people to learn about it and explore it and understand how it can be used in their personal life, their personal development, and their business, so that when this wave comes of exponential growth in robotics and AI that could feel really scary and jarring for many, that we're hopefully a little more prepared. Like that's a really big mission. And I'm really determined to help teach people the positive uses and the way we can embrace AI in a way that still feels heart-centered and authentic and soulful.
Oh yes, I appreciate you so much, and I love that you're on our board also, as the boldness that you are. I did talk earlier. Like I love that whole mindset transformation entertainment. And what I think about what you're talking about, how you had something, you started creating it because that's what your gems are. And then you flipped it over to the people, because the people that are in coming in new and the people have been with you for a while, it's like a song. People will say, I wrote this song and it was about, like my journey, and all of a sudden everybody else owns it. And that's what I feel like how you get out of
Mm.
your way, is really recognizing that that is really what it is. That's how you get out of your way and you realize, I want to keep hearing people and I want to keep hearing their experience. So, okay, so in your membership, you said there's all different layers, but you're having virtual summits, digital magazine, visibility services, and up and coming AI powered tools, which you were just talking about, for matchmaking, affiliate collaboration, and more. And you've been talking about so many different things that are ringing true. I get concerned sometimes when I'm posting, because I'm like, because I've been in the health and wellness industry for a while, 25 plus years, and things are getting like dialed down on like, hey, I just said this word. Is that going to fly in social media? But that's what we're using, inside. So, coaching inside. So I could see how this can be very powerful when you're with somebody that's not dealing with algorithm, and you have education of like how to connect and be able to bring those right people together. I think that's real powerful. Well, Rachel, thank you for being here with us. I appreciate you so much and
Thank you
all
for
that you were able to share.
having me.
Thank you. All right, Rachel. So what we'll do is we'll get those links and we'll make sure we get them out to everybody. And Fresh Talks Global Vision. Hopefully you had your journal with you and a pen. If not, revisit and make sure that you really listen to what do you want? What do you feel that you've been missing? What are the things that Rachel Kalb has said that you're like, hey, wait, I didn't think of that. Find out what your mission is or what you're feeling you've been trying to get out there and learn about the partnering part too. So I want you to connect with Rachel, ask us any questions. We're here to hashtag speaker locking arms. Let's all together stop the blaming and shaming. This is one of my missions that I find that I was shut down for so long, and I started realizing I'm only shut down because I believe I'm supposed to not say this or that. And I realized when I started opening my heart, it was just so easy to hear what I could say. So I love being in the space of partnership. Thank you, Rachel, for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me. And I'm excited about what the future holds with the board and what we're sharing with the world.
Thank you, my friend. I so appreciate you. Okay, so this is another one. Everybody have an insightful day. This is I Love You in Sign Language. Love and appreciate you. And we'll catch up soon. And look for the links because they'll be there so you can connect. Namaste.